Namaste and greetings to all. I am Umang from Mumbai Tarun Bharat and Policy Advocacy Research Centre. You are watching Bharatasya Sangeet Vishwanubandh Yatra. It is an attempt to trace the journey of Indian classical music and Indian classical musical instruments in interrelationship with world music cultures. This project is in association with the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. And to participate in this yatra today, we have with us Mr. Yuji Nakagawa. Welcome Yuji. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yuji ji is a Sarangi player and he is the senior most disciple of Pandit Dhruva Ghosh ji. He has learnt under his guidance for over 12 years. His initial months of training went under senior Sarangi maestro from Varanasi, Shri Fayaz Ali Khan, and he also received some technical guidance from Shri Sangeet Mishra ji. Sarangi is one such instrument which can produce almost all nuances of vocal music, and especially Hindustani vocal music of any style, may it be Dhrupad, Khayal, Thumri, Bhajan or even Ghazal, with the exact embellishments or intonations. Today we are going to talk about his journey and the journey of Sarangi with Shri Yuji. Namaste Yuji.
Namaste.
So tell us, when was the first time you came across Indian classical music?
Yes, actually, when I was in teenager, I used to listen to lots of music, like rock music and pop. Also, maybe somehow I listened to some Indian sound of Indian musical instrument in that some particular song. But apart from that, first encounter about the Indian music is when I was 16 or 17 years old. I went to some music shop in Kobe, and I purchased that time still some audio cassette tape was available. So I purchased one of the audio cassette. That was Indian music.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, that was some, I think, audio cassette of Veena. So actually, that was South Indian music.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were introduced to Carnatic music at first?
Yes.
Oh wow.
But that time I didn't know anything about
Right.
I just loved to listen that sound, and I used to listen so many times.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. And after that, after listening to Indian classical music, when did you feel that you would want to learn an instrument, and how did you choose Sarangi to be your instrument?
That is very long history. I'm a long story about this. So first, I went to Nepal for just traveling.
Okay.
So I was just going to do some, the trekking as a sightseeing. But after I, came to the Kathmandu city, and I met one musician on the street in Kathmandu, and he was a Sarangi player. But it's different variety of Sarangi he played. Like this one has 38 to 40 strings.
Okay.
But that Sarangi in Nepal is generally that Sarangi has only 4 strings.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And so in Nepal, so I and that musician become a really good friend. And when I leave to that Nepal, when I leave to Japan from Nepal, that he gave me one of his instruments as some friendship.
Wow.
So after I went back to Japan, I practiced somehow. He taught me actually some songs. It's mainly that that the Sarangi is used for the folk song. It's called the लोक संगीत करते हैं. हाँ, तो लोक संगीत के लिए वो यूज करते हैं. तो
नेपाल में.
ये नेपाल में.
Okay.
तो so I could play somehow. And after I went back to Japan, I met one Japanese guy. That he was learning tabla.
Okay.
Yes, in Varanasi.
Oh.
And he mentioned that the sarangi is also played in some Indian classical music. So he asked me to accompany on his tabla solo recital or something.
Okay.
At that time I didn't have any knowledge. So, but somehow he gave me some audio CD, and you should study by listening to that.
Right.
So I tried to manage, but it was so difficult. But anyway, that we performed together. But you know that it's very difficult to play that instrument, sarangi, and especially you should know about basic grammar of the Indian classical music. So that was so tough experience for me. And then my friend taught me some music theory of Indian classical music. So slowly I got interested in learning that sarangi.
So you came with your friend to India to learn sarangi in Varanasi.
I mean, my friends came to Varanasi for learning tabla.
Okay.
Yes, he was learning tabla. So he introduced me about Indian classical music.
In Japan or
in Japan?
Okay.
In Japan.
Okay. He came back to Japan and then introduced you to Indian classical music.
Yes.
Okay.
He also was just keep coming and going between Japan and Varanasi for learning.
So did the pursuit of Indian classical music change something within you?
A lot. Yes.
Could you tell us?
So after I started, that learn, so there is a many way to, studying Indian classical art form. Nowadays, that some students can be learned outside the country, remotely, via online or something. But what I choose is I'm come to India, and like I have got a talim from gurus. It's called the Guru Shishya Parampara. So I just stay nearby Guru's house, and I have learned the sarangi from him every day, and so that is also, you need to understand not only music. You need to understand how people are living and even Hindi. Actually, my guru, that the mother language is Bengali. So we used to, talk. We used to, talk to my guru.
Right.
I used to talk to my guru in Bengali or English.
Okay. So along with music, you had to learn the lifestyle
and
as well.
Yes.
Okay. So now tell us about the theory part. How did you study the theory part of Indian classical music, being a learner of the Japanese language? I mean, all the theory part is mainly in Hindi or in local Indian language. So, वो आप कैसे?
So, actually, I started to learn sarangi from my guru. It's kind of guru shishya system. So every day, almost whenever he has a time, I used to go to his place to get the talim whenever he is free. Sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the midnight. And after that, in 2009, I got a scholarship from Indian Council for the Cultural
Relations, ICCR, yes.
ICCR. And then I joined some music department of institute.
Okay.
Yes, in Mumbai.
Okay.
And I have in there also, because my guru was teaching that institute. So about the theory part, I have studied in that music department. With and the textbook was all written in Hindi. So I had to learn that Hindi also. So
Okay.
मैं जी
तो मुंबई में रह के आप हिंदी भी सीख लिए
जी।
और हिंदी सीखने के बाद आपने थियोरी पार्ट भी
जी जी जी
सीखना
जी,
शुरू
जी,
किया.
जी जी जी
Another thing about Indian classical music, when it comes to Indian art music or जिसे रागदारी हम कहते हैं.
जी
So these rags have an ability to express various emotions
हाँ
through
जी
them.
जी जी जी
So what is your take on that?
हाँ, हाँ.
And if you could, give a demonstration, short demonstration of how each expression would sound.
ओके
Maybe the
या
Navrasas.
ये तो बजाने तो आसान है बोलने
अच्छा.
से ज़्यादा आसान लगता है मुझे.
बट आप उसको उसके बारे में आपको क्या लगता है कि
हाँ जी.
कुछ मेरे अंदर फील या
हाँ, आ
किसी
जाता
साउंड
है.
के माध्यम से
जी.
हम इंसान में इमोशन फील करवा सकते हैं.
हाँ जी जी जी
तो व्हाट इज योर टेक ऑन दैट?
लेकिन एक राग में हर बार दूसरा इमोशन आ जाता है मुझे ऐसा लगता है.
ओके
हाँ जी जी
ओके. As in
maybe that from that your experience in the day or so that when you have something inside and when you play any particular rag some emotion is going to appear in that in that rag also.
okay
Yeah.
okay. So what you're feeling inside also comes from the
yes
rag
yes
as well.
yes
Okay.
yes.
So can you give us a short demonstration
Okay.
of how would each emotion sound on
Okay.
this sarangi? Since sarangi is one of the instruments which is very close to vocals, we would like to really understand how this will sound.
ओके तो मैं सबसे पहला शुड़ी राग शुड़ी से
Okay.
मैं शुरू करता
जी.
सो अभी तो मैं शुड़ी राग बजाने के लिए कोशिश किया है. ये मुझे लगता है कि बहुत अंदर से आनंद होता है शांत होता है ऐसा इमोशन मतलब इमोशन नहीं और कुछ साइलेंट साउंड बज रहा है लेकिन कुछ साउंड के अंदर में साइलेंट ऐसा
राइट. वाओ.
इमोशन आता है.
जी.
उसके बाद Alaya Bilawal, morning कलाग है
जी.
तो ये वो अभी मैंने बजाया अलाहिया बिलावल.
बिलावल. ओके.
थोड़ा हाँ पॉजिटिव मूड और कुछ स्वीटनेस, हाँ ऐसा मॉर्निंग का फ्रेशनेस भी मुझे लगता है ऐसा.
वाओ.
जी.
ओके. उसके बाद कुछ इफ एंगर वाज टू बी एक्सप्रेस्ड as a musical piece on Sarangi, how would it sound?
Okay. अभी मैंने बजाया ये जो एक भोपाल का राग भीम पलासी.
Okay.
So my guru used to, that whenever he teaches this rag to me, he used to say that you can play like that not exactly anger, but you feel like sleepy, but and also but you feel like please don't care about me and something.
Okay.
So someone is trying to talk to me.
Okay. don't disturb me.
Don't disturb me. ऐसा exactly not anger नहीं है लेकिन ऐसा थोड़ा.
So going ahead with the questions, thank you for this beautiful demonstration. हमने चार अपने रागों के बारे में और उनसे प्रकट हो रहे इमोशंस के बारे में हमें बताया. Now you've been a performing artist for a very long time.
हाँ जी.
तो मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ आपको कि which is your most memorable performance till now?
Actually, I have each of my performance is memorable.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And which was the most fulfilling performance? यहाँ पे आपको अंदर से बहुत संतुष्टि, satisfaction हुआ कि you've done your best and or maybe I don't know, it could be anything. It could be the feeling of that you've done your best, or it could be the feeling of कि वो सारे मेरे स्वर on point थे, everything went so well,
Uh-huh.
and you felt the most satisfied?
मतलब एक्चुअली अभी तक मुझे वो कभी सेटिस्फैक्शन तो नहीं होता है
अच्छा ओके
हाँ हर बार लेकिन कभी कभी कुछ कंसंट्रेशन ना कुछ डीपर मतलब वो कुछ बहुत दैट डेप्थ तक जाता है ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस है
Okay.
लेकिन I cannot remember where was that and when
Right.
was that, but sometimes I have some kind of experience. So maybe
That-
that time I just connect to some, that I feel like I connected to some a certain, that place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lovely. So, what was your experience in performing various Indian ragas in your career of being a learner of Sarangi and as a Indian classical musician? What is your experience of playing the ragas? Like we spoke about emotions, what else have the ragas given you?
Oh, so sometimes, so my Guruji used to tell me that so whenever so raga, each raga is that played in a particular timing, and you always whenever you get a chance to perform, maybe you have some at least 2 or 3 options because sometimes as a musician also going to play same rag, so you need to choose. So sometimes my guru used to tell me that if you have some problem, what rag is going to perform. Then Guruji used to tell me that you should play Shri. Because the Shri rag has some kind of that Shri rag can use me or something kind of that rag itself bring you to some kind of that so you don't need to think about that kind of so I believe so some rag has just take you into some own that world.
They take their into their own world.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that is some kind of specialty about the Indian classical music, rag music. Yes.
And which is your most played raga?
I don't have any most played rag, I think, or I don't remember.
Right.
Yes.
Which is your most played raga and which is your most favorite raga?
I that I always changing my the favorite rag, so I don't have any particular favorite rag.
Okay.
Yes. But in India, I often get opportunity to perform in the afternoon and also evening.
Okay.
So I think mostly I'm afternoon. Maybe I often play the rag Patadip. So maybe I'm not sure, but maybe I'm playing this rag many times.
Okay.
Yes.
And if you were to think, what has that rag given you?
In Rag Patadip, I have lots of memory with my Guruji because my Guruji is, taught me this rag for a long time. So maybe that's whenever I play the Patadip, I remember my Guruji. Any rag I remember I remember my Guruji, but especially Patadip I remember my Guru.
Okay. Wow. So now we've been talking about your journey as a Sarangi player for a couple of years
Yes.
now in India. In your view, how have the Indian classical instruments gained so much attention over in the world?
I think maybe that Indian classical music has that not for that entertain the peoples, not for the entertainment human beings. Maybe it's something more. That is, I think, big reason that why many people in the world studying this art form.
Wow. So you're saying Indian classical music is beyond entertainment.
Yes.
It is more in depth,
Yes,
in
yes.
search of your own self.
Yes. That's why people.
And people in pursuit of self-discovery often
Yes,
go
yes.
with Indian
Yes,
classical
yes.
music. That's a very lovely thing to know.
Yes.
And my last question to you would be, how do you see the impact of Indian classical music and Indian culture on world music?
Oh, Indian culture on world music. Oh. So, for example, in Japan, so I also have that opportunity to perform the Indian classical music in Japan.
Wow, okay.
People really appreciate it. Yes. And also, yes, maybe that how to say, yeah, people appreciate, really likes. Even they don't know that about that how to listen. Even they don't know the rules of the music, but people really appreciate. Yes.
So Yuji,
Yes.
tell us about your theory study of Indian classical music.
Yes. So in 2009, I have received the ICCR scholarship from
Okay.
Indian government, and then I joined to the music institute. It's called the Bharatasya Sangeet Vishwanubandh and Shikshapit. So because in there my guru Panditji was teaching. He was a principal of that institute, and so I joined there, and I've studied there for 5 years, and I got the Visharad. Yes, Visharad certificate. And that institute associate with some Bhatkande University in Lucknow. So
Okay.
syllabus was from there. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So all of this syllabus would have been in Hindi. So did language pose a barrier?
Oh, initially yes, because all textbooks are written in Hindi. So मैं तो पढ़ने के लिए तो कोशिश किया कुछ तो कुछ
जी
लेकिन परीक्षा तो सब दोनों तरफ से होता था,
अच्छा।
अंग्रेजी या हिंदी।
ओके, तो आपको संगीत के साथ साथ भाषा भी
जी
सीखना पड़ा। यस। Now we would like to learn more about this instrument that you've been playing, क्योंकि मैं जब पास से देख रहा था, आप जब आपने रागों के इमोशंस के बारे में डेमो दिया, तब आप जैसे बजा रहे थे तो ये काफ़ी डिफरेंट है। इसमें वो स्ट्रिंग प्रेस नहीं किया जाता, इसमें वो स्ट्रिंग का मटेरियल भी बहुत डिफरेंट है। तो टेल अस अबाउट दिस इंस्ट्रूमेंट। Tell us more about this instrument.
तो बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर ये है कि जो सारंगी जो है ये टोटली सारंगी हैज़ 35 स्ट्रिंग्स, बट तीनों जो मेन स्ट्रिंग्स है तो बाकी 32 स्ट्रिंग्स, इसके लिए 32 वो तालाब स्ट्रिंग्स कहते हैं। और बाकी स्ट्रिंग्स तो रेजोनेंस के लिए, तो रागों के हिसाब से सब जो मेटल स्ट्रिंग्स ट्यूनिंग करते हैं। तो अगर मैंने गंधार बजाएगा तो वो गंधार में ट्यूनिंग किया ना, तो ये जो स्ट्रिंग्स वाइब्रेट होता है उसके लिए हवा बढ़ जाता है, ऐसा रेजोनेंस। एंड सो सारंगी हैज 35 strings, and also that so actually this sarangi is made out from one block of wood.
Okay.
जी, इसमें जॉइंट वगैरह नहीं है, एक ही लकड़ी का जो पोर्शन से बनाते हैं। तो इसमें अंदर कुछ कार्व शेप है, तो इसमें वो कार्व शेप जो साउंड हो जाता है, तो ऊपर में एक चमड़ा, गोट स्किन, so this one has goat skin, and so On the skin, this is a bridge. Usually, generally, that bridge is made out from some bones, but all the time this was some ivory
Right.
kind of, but it's now
Banned.
we cannot. Yes.
So sitar's bridge is called Jawari.
Yes.
तो इस bridge को कोई नाम है?
Golaj or something. Yeah, I'm not sure, but
Okay.
Yeah, I should check again. But, and this one is Jawari कहते हैं.
Okay.
इसमें.
अच्छा.
जी.
Okay.
कोई लोग आँखों जैसा है ना आँख जो कहते हैं लेकिन जवाली जी.
Okay.
जी.
और ये जो strings है वो किस मटेरियल के बने होते हैं?
ये जो है वो स्टील.
Okay.
जी.
और ऊपर वाले 3 strings?
ये जो gut strings मतलब intestine of goat. और बकरी का जो अंदर का.
जी.
इससे बनाते हैं. तो ये जो नीचे का जो strings है, so generally sarangi player using these strings also gut, but my Guruji's style that he put metal strings on that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So when you initially played this instrument and today you play, now since you said that your Guruji has made a change, so what is that change? How has this instrument changed over years?
Oh, so I can explain about my Guruji's innovative work. So I think he was trying to establish that how that the solo sarangi, that the performance, it's going to be more impact to the that other art form. So why he had that putting a metal strings is that we can use that you can use some combination work of those 2 strings like in we call that in jhala part. Arab jol jhala hota hai. Jhala is playing with certain rhythmic pattern. So
जो जोड़ झाला
होता
कहते
है.
हैं.
So for example, so you can use this kind of sound effect. But if you put only gut strings, you cannot get such kind of that sound effect. Yes.
Wow.
This is one of innovative work which done by Guruji. So I am going to tell you some the basic technique of the sarangi playing. So sarangi is played by the the nail or just above the nail part. It's a cuticle part. So you can just stop at the cuticle part on the strings. You can play like that.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
So this, I think, style is very ideal for that playing like a vocal way that we call the some mean.
क्या बात है. Wow. So using the cuticle, you're applying pressure.
Yes.
And with the bow,
Yes.
That bow is made of horse hair.
Yes. So actually this is original of sarangi bow, and this one is actually this is some bow using for the Western music.
Okay.
This is actually contrabass.
Okay.
Bow for the contrabass or double bass.
Okay. Oh. So, since we are on this yatra, and this yatra is about the interrelationship of Hindustani classical musical instruments and world music, I would request Mr. Yuji to play Japanese music on this sarangi instrument.
Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to play one of the very famous Japanese tune, which called the Sakura, means cherry blossom.
Wow.
And also, this is another song. It's called Red Dragonfly.
Okay.
So this is very similar to Rag Bhupali or
Okay.
Deshkar.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow, so beautiful. So that was Shri Yuji Nakagawa, and he told us about his journey as a sarangi player, and we learnt about sarangi as an instrument from a non-native Indian who is learning Indian classical music, and we got many insights about Indian classical music and its impact on him and on the country, that is Japan as well. So thank you, Yuji, for
Thank you
joining
very
us.
much.